Hi there everyone. Today we're going to learn about operations on sets. And particularly, I'm going to discuss the union, the intersection, and the complement of a set. So let's get started. So let's say I'm going to make at least 4 sets of different elements. For set A, let's say we have start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For set B, let's say we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. Let's say for set C, we have 1, 3, 5, and 7. And for set D, 5, 6, 7. So as you can see, these 4 sets here, set A, B, C, and D. Some of the elements of the sets have similar or are similar and some are not. So we're going to do some operations here. Let's start with, for number 1, what do we have if we have A union B? The sign union here looks like a letter U, but it's quite wider. So what do we mean by set A union B? What we mean here is all the elements in set A will be put together with the elements of set B. Okay? However, if there are 2 similar elements, we are not going to repeat them anymore. These elements combined with this one, we will have 0. We will start with the smallest going to the largest number. 1, 2. As you can see, we have 2 2's here, but we're going to write 2 here only once. We have here 3, 4. Again, we have 2 4's here, so we're going to write it once. 6 and 8. So these are now the elements of A, set A, union with set B. Let's have another one. What about for number 2? Set B intersect with, let's say, set D. This time, the symbol here, just the inverted U or the inverted union sign, which means it's the opposite of the union. This time, we're going to include only the elements that are similar or common to both sets. So what we mean is, here is your set B having elements 2, 4, 6, 8. Obviously, they are all even numbers. And for set D, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. These are consecutive numbers starting with 5, ending with 8. So what are the elements that are both present in set B and set D? So let's check that there are only 2 elements. Those are 6, and we have 6 here, and another 8, and another 8 here. So those 2 elements are what we're going to write for this problem. So this is now your answer. The only elements present for B intersect with D would be 6 and 8. Next, we're going to have the complement. But before we get the complement, even if it's not us, we may consider the universal set. Okay? The universal set only tells us what are the elements present in all the given sets we have here. So starting from the smallest number, 0, then we have 1. These are consecutive numbers. We are going to include them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next number after 4 will be 5, and we have number 6 here, number 7, and number 8. As you can see, the largest number will be 8. So we will end at number 8. 5, 6. These are the elements of our universal set. Now, why do we need to write this? Simply because when we get the complement of a certain set, let's say the complement of set A, and we can write it as capital A with apostrophe. So this means complement of A. But what exactly do we mean by complement A? We're going to cross out these elements here from this, meaning to say we are not going to include all the elements here in set A from this universal set. So we cross this one out. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which do not have the cross mark above will be our answer. Meaning to say, the elements 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the elements in the universal set that disregard the elements in set A. So, in other words, the remaining elements from the union set, after we deduct or we subtract all the elements coming from set A, will be our answer. And those are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now to check, all these elements here are not present in set A. And this is now our answer. This is the elements for set A complement. So let's try another complement. Let's consider complement of set, let's say C. Okay, we put here the open brace. Now we're going to erase all these X here, and we're going to put a mark of the elements on set C, and we have elements like 1, 3, 5, 7. We're going to put mark here for 1, 3, 5, 7. So those elements that do not have X mark above will be our answer for this complement of C. And those are 0, 2, 4, 6, and I believe it's 8. So this is our answer for number 5. Okay, complement of set C would be elements like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the elements from universal set after we disregard all the elements from set C. And then we're going to have two more examples. So this time we're going to have a combination of operations like union and intersection. For number 6, we have quantity of set A union with set D, and then we intersect it with set C. The idea here is first we have to answer this operation before we go on to this, meaning we're going to write here as a scratch what are the elements for this operation or the answer for this operation. So let's say this is your A union with D. We can say now the elements are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It looks like it's the universal set. And then after that, we're going to intersect this with these elements. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay? So the answer here is that we have elements like what elements here are included here. So those are all these elements. So we have now 1, 3, 5, and 7. And this is our answer. Finally, let's have one more example. Set B intersect with set C. What do you think are the elements, or at least one element in set B that is also an element in set C? Now you will notice that all the numbers for set B are even numbers, whereas in set C we have odd numbers, meaning to say there is not even one element that is common to both sets, so that it will give us an answer of empty set, or sometimes the symbol is this. These are all the examples that shows the operations on sets. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you in my next video. So thank you for watching, and God bless you all.